Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Shrey Talks along with Chelsea Talks. I'm so sorry that's Chelsea Talks along with Shrey. I'm very happy to be back again live, waiting for all the big news for Chelsea and all the aftermath of the big defeats and everything going on with Chelsea. So before I start, people, it doesn't take much. Hit on the like button so more people can join it. It means a lot. And also please subscribe to the channel. It will mean a lot to me for the hard work I do and overall having more community to talk to. So please people do hit the like button, do subscribe. And today we are going to have some massive chats. We're going to discuss on Chelsea extensively, as you can see with the title. We're going to have big discussion on the Fulham match that is coming up tomorrow, a very, very big match. We're also going to have talks on the Enzo deal, talks on Kyle Walker-Peters coming to Chelsea probably, Pulisic injury being a very, very long term, Aubameyang going back to Barcelona, Jorginho and all the stuff regarding Jorginho going on, Joao Felix signing for Chelsea, Pedro Porro, and so many stuff, people. So do hit the like button, subscribe button, and do stay till the end. So coming on to the first part, there is a Fulham match, and previewing the match, we've got tomorrow away at Craven Cottage. Right now, Fulham are above us in the league table by 3 points. You heard it right. Fulham right now sit above Chelsea, and this is a mid-table derby with Fulham being the overwhelming favourites right now with all the things surrounding Chelsea. So very big match tomorrow. Nothing less than the will suffice, and there's some pressure on Graham Potter as well in terms of the result and a bit of the toxicity in the fan base. And this is the must-win match, and there's no excuses to not win this match against Fulham away from home. Coming on to first of all the previous game week results, both the sides had 1-0 results, but sadly we lost our game and they won their game. Fulham travelled away to Leicester City at the King Power Stadium and they beat Leicester 0-1 courtesy of a Mitrovic goal. And we lost to Manchester City at home 0-1. And to be honest, that was a much better performance than we saw in the FA Cup, where Manchester City splash pass destroyed us. They absolutely destroyed us 4-0. So it was a much better performance and a result at Stamford Bridge, where we narrowly lost due to the Kepa mistake 1-0, while Fulham went away from home at a tough place King Power Stadium and they got a victory, which puts them above us 3 points above Chelsea in the league table. And they're doing right now, I believe they're seventh in the league, which is a massive, massive achievement so far by Fulham and the manager Marco Silva. Coming on to the injury news regarding Fulham, and Fulham have Mitrovic who's suspended for this game. Duffy is a doubt for this game, and Kebano is not available. So there's a bit of good news for Chelsea that we will have no Mitrovic to deal with, and we will have no Kebano, who is a very big, good player as well at the start of the season. And I think Mitrovic is the biggest news, and Duffy is a doubt, but I don't think it was a starter for Fulham. But Mitrovic is a massive, massive miss, people. Massive, massive miss. And right now, just a bit of mistake in the photo, please, people. I apologize to you all. It's a big mistake. That was not Manchester City, so I apologize to you. So Chelsea injury news: we have no Wesley Fofana in this game. We have no N'Golo Kante in this game. We have no Raheem Sterling in this game. There's no Christian Pulisic for this game. There's no Ben Chilwell for this game. There's no Edward Mendy for this game. There's no Armando Broja for this game. There's no Reece James for this game. These are some massive, massive injury crises, and it needs to be talked about more. I know, see, we are a big club. We are a top 6 club. We have spent around 400 million right now in the transfer market. So I know Chelsea is not going to get any sympathy, and I'm not demanding sympathy. I'm just demanding that managers should be given a more time, and we need to be more understanding. The only anger I've got with the team is the lack of desire, lack of heart, and the lack of overall application they showed against Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. While 2 days back, they lost 1-0 to Manchester City, but every fan was proud and clapping for the team. And that is more of what we need to see rather than the display on Sunday. But having no Reece James, having no Christian Pulisic, having no Raheem Sterling, having no Armando Broja, having no Fofana, no Chilwell, Loftus-Cheek still a doubt. You've got Edward Mendy who is out, and now you're already struggling with Pulisic being out for 2 months as well. So big injury crisis. No N'Golo Kante as well, no Fofana, and that is unprecedented injury crisis. And every team is going to struggle. And right now, a second team, you can say, or whatever, they are not performing well, to be really, really honest with you all. And coming on to the head-to-head against Fulham in all competitions, we have played around 87 matches against each other, Chelsea and Fulham. There have been 50 wins that have been won by Chelsea. There are 26 draws and there are 11 wins for Fulham. So overall, a result is always mostly in Chelsea's favour or a draw, and Fulham really win against us. And especially the last 10 matches are very dominated by Chelsea with 7 wins and 3 draws and no Fulham win. So Chelsea overall always 70% of times tend to get a positive result against Fulham, whether home, whether away. The last win for Fulham against Chelsea stretches back to 19th March 2008. 2006, I'm sorry, I apologize for that. 19 March 2006. That is like 17 years earlier, and they really struggle against us, to be honest. And our record against Fulham is really good, to be honest. And that is one thing to be positive about, that Fulham are a team that really do well against us. Coming on to the likely 11, and first of all, starting with the home team, Fulham, they're going to go with their regular goalkeeper, Bird Leno. Reeve and Adebayor are going to be the centre backs. Kenny Tete will be at the right. Robinson will be at the left. Palinia, who has had a magnificent season, a midfielder we should have got, a midfielder we should have scouted, but Chelsea only go for the big names and we never work on the scouting things. And Palinia is a massive signing by Fulham. What a season he's having, and what a great player Palinia is. He's going to be partnering along with Reed. There's going to be Andres Pereira, Willian, our former player, and Reed, and it's going to be Vinicius up top replacing Mitrovic, who is suspended for this game. Overall, you look at this lineup, that's a very good lineup, to be honest. Defensively, they're a bit weak. I'm being very honest. Defensively is the one where Chelsea can take big advantage of Fulham. But midfield, Palini and Reed and Pereira, that is a very good midfield. The creativity is there, the tenacity is there, the aggression is there. Willian has having a very good season for Fulham. And we all know Chelsea fans what Willian is capable of on his day. You've got Reed, who is having a very good season as well. And then you've got Vinicius, again, a young player, and replacing Mitrovic. That's a bit of positive. But again, they've got Daniel James on the bench. And still, they've got a good enough team that can beat us at any time, especially with the way we are playing right now. Going on, the likely Chelsea lineup against them, I think they're going to revert back to 4-3-3, the way we have been going on. I cannot see us play 4-2-3-1. And overall, I think the way we are going, we need to be defensively more solid. I think Cesar Azpilicueta will make a return in this match. Are you the one who used to do? Yeah, absolutely. And please, people, do subscribe to Ankit's Bhai channel, Almighty Blues FC, great channel. Yeah, brother, I always collab with them whenever getting a chance. And Ankit Bhai is a great friend as well. So Chelsea lineup most likely is going to be Kepa as a goalkeeper. I think we have no other option with Slonina being on the bench, because Mendy is right now injured, and I think Mendy is also having a surgery as well. So I hope he recovers well, and he's also injured. Cesar Azpilicueta will return for this game because we have no other option. Reece James is injured, and Trevor Chalobah, as much as he did not have a bad game against City, he's not your natural right back. I think Cesar Azpilicueta will be back for this game. Cucurella will deputize the left back, and I think Silva and Chalobah will be the centre backs. I think Koulibaly has performed very badly. The team has to be on the merit and the manager. And why not starting Felix? I think for me, Felix has just now come into the team. He's just returned on the training ground. I cannot see him straight away start in his first match. I can see Felix coming from the bench at around 60-65 minutes. But I think Felix will start against Crystal Palace on Sunday. But I cannot see him start so early just tomorrow in a match. I cannot see him starting so early in a Premier League match just when his transfer is completed. And I think Silva, Chalobah have to play in the centre backs because Koulibaly has been really bad this season. And the team has to be made on merit. And Koulibaly on merit does not deserve to play right now in the team. And then it's going to be, for me, Zakaria has to play as a DM. Without Zakaria, we are really struggling right now. When we brought Zakaria on loan, nobody would have thought that he will become one of the most important players. But right now, Jorginho is having a horrific season. You can go along with Mateo Kovacic not having a very good season. And we are really struggling without N'Golo Kante. And yes, Zakaria is not a perfect player, but he's still a good player who can do his job. He can provide you pace, he can provide you power, and along with that, he provides you some tenacity, some aggression, which Jorginho lacks. And this is why, for me, Zakaria goes straight to DM. It's going to be Kovacic at the right side. It's going to be Mason Mount playing his number 8 role. Then it's going to be Chukwuemeka inverting a bit between, you can say, left wing and a left center midfielder attacker. And then it's going to be Hakim Ziyech along with him and Kai Havertz up top, because again, we have no option, with most probably players like Felix coming from the bench. And other than that, to be honest, we're right now in a big injury crisis right now. So Felix, Gallagher, Jorginho, all these players will be available on the bench for us in this game. And most probably Fofana if Potter gives him a chance in a Premier League game. That for me is going to be the likely Chelsea 11 in this match against Fulham away. Looking at the table right now, as I've told you earlier in the video, and Fulham right now are having a very good season, and they are very much away from us in the table right now. You can see they're 3 points above us in the Premier League table. Who would have thought that? They've won 8 games in comparison to our 7. They have played an extra game. That is the thing we need to look at properly. They have played an extra game, but Fulham being above us in the league has to be a big surprise. But right now, They're a much better team than us, to be honest. The way they are playing, the confidence, the positivity in the place. Chelsea need a defender. I wonder why Bully brought off. I fully agree. I think they need a defender, but I think they're trying for a right wing backup for Reece James, Kyle Walker-Peters, Juranovic. A lot of players are being tried about. Baria Shele has been brought as a centre back. So I think that is the defensive recruitment we brought. I think for me, I need a midfielder. But to be honest, I think it looks very difficult for Chelsea to do the Enzo deal because they want around 120 million for the release clause. And looking at the table right now, Fulham are big favorites in this game. I still think Chelsea are the favorites because of a name and how big we are. But this is a very, very pressure game. And if Fulham beat us, we are only going to get more far away from the top 7 in the league. And it's going to become really, really embarrassing. So we really need to put our sleeves up and they need to improve our performances because looking at the table right now, this is an absolute embarrassment for Chelsea to be behind Fulham. And the points we are 10 points behind Manchester United. We are 8 points behind Tottenham. We are 10 points behind Newcastle. And we are 3 points behind Liverpool. This game week is going to be Manchester United versus Manchester City. It's going to be Tottenham Hotspur versus Arsenal. And we have Crystal Palace at Stamford Bridge on Sunday. We win 2 games in a row. Manchester United lose to Manchester City. And suddenly the table opens up. We could be 4 points behind Manchester United at this Sunday, and then the whole thing could change. So Chelsea still have a very, very good chance of getting the top 4. I'm being very, very honest. But the thing is, we need to win some games in a row. And Fulham and Crystal Palace are some games we need to win. So the players need to roll up their sleeves. The manager needs to roll up his sleeves. And the team needs to get the victory against Fulham. Because overall, it's very embarrassing to be behind Fulham and sitting 10th in the league. And also, we have got a very good chance this week to close the gap when United play City, Tottenham play Arsenal. And if the result go in the favor of Chelsea, we could be 4 points behind United and we could be 2 points behind Tottenham. And with Brighton playing Liverpool, we could even find ourselves above Liverpool in the league. In recent transfer market, every big club need to invest 80 to 120 million for a good young player. I fully agree right now, especially with the way Enzo Fernandez is. Enzo being a World Cup winner, that increases the price. And in today's market, young players are going to cost a lot of money. Modric is available for 80-90 million. Enzo is going to cost 120 million. Bellingham is going to cost 130 to 150 million. And the price market right now is at an absolute worst. But that is the way the modern time is. The prices are only going to get worse. And that's the way it's going to go on. And right now, the thing with Chelsea is we can win our next 2 games in a row against Palace and Fulham. And we can find ourselves 7th in the league. But we can lose these 2 games or draw these 2 games. And we can find ourselves 11th in the league. Is that scary a position for us to be in? And going on towards the next one, the prediction. For me, see, I'm being very positive. As a Chelsea fan as well and a fixture we should be winning. I'm very, very confident because, see, you are a Chelsea supporter. I'm a Chelsea supporter. I love my team. And this is why I'm confident of this match that we can beat Fulham away from home. And I think overall, if as a Chelsea fan, you're not confident of beating Fulham away, then that shows in how much decline you are. As a Chelsea fan, I'm very positive. As a fan, you always look forward to a game. And I'm going with a 0-1 Chelsea victory. I cannot see us score a lot of goals. But with no Mitrovic, I think Fulham is not going to attack that well. Because without Mitrovic, you don't have the threat. Willian still does not score a lot of goals. We all know that from Chelsea. We can go towards Reed. Reed does not score a lot of goals. Vinicius does not score a lot of goals. Andres Pereira can provide something from set pieces. And I think Fulham without Mitrovic are not going to score goals in this match. And this is why I can see us keep a clean sheet. And this is why I'm going with Fulham 0, Chelsea 1, Mason Mount to score the winner. And we getting much needed victory. It might be ugly. It might not be good. But Chelsea right now, we need wins very, very badly. Coming to the next part now. And now we all know Joao Felix is announced as a Chelsea player. Felix is officially a blue. A big signing being made by Chelsea. Yesterday, the rumor came that Chelsea agreed to deal with Felix. And in one day, it's been fully announced as well. So good thing is Chelsea are moving as a quick club right now. When we need a transfer, we get it done. But the problem is, we are a bit like jokers in the market. This is a trendy name. This is a trendy name. Let's sign him. That is the way Chelsea are going right now in the market. And Todd Bowley right now is working like a Superman on transfer. But right now, if this transfer do not work, he's going to look like a Joker Superman. But if this transfer work, he's going to look like a Superman. And right now, see, Felix is a very good player. A player I admire. A player I really, really love to watch on his best. And see, you cannot judge a player. You cannot judge a player under Diego Simeone. He's a destroyer of attacking footballers. Yes, we've seen Diego Costa and all that stuff, but overall, under Diego Simeone's system, no creative player will ever work. And I still think this guy, the way I saw him at Benfica, at Portugal, the way he plays, he's a very, very talented young kid with some great feet, some great work, great working, great dribbling, great one touch. But the problem is, Chelsea have been known to destroy good attackers, and Chelsea right now has a team. We are not working in a proper function. We don't have a proper number 9. We don't have a proper creator. We don't have a proper midfield. And Felix is just not going to be the solution to our top 4 hopes and even our Champions League hopes. We need a right wing back backup, and we need a midfielder very, very badly this transfer window, or we need N'Golo Kante back very, very quick. Because right now, as a team, we don't have a proper midfielder. We don't have proper attacking department where everybody's following their role. We don't have a proper number 9. We don't have a Reece James backup. And everybody knows I love Cesar Azpilicueta to absolute bits. But at this level, at this age, Cesar is just not good enough to be Chelsea's right back or a right wing back. And we need to sign more players. But as of current, nobody knows how this transfer market will go. I'm very hopeful of Felix. I'm not against his transfer. I love this kid. He's a very talented kid. My only doubt for this deal is, first, the problem that Chelsea are in right now. We are a club in absolute toxic state. The second, there being a no-buy option. Like, he has extended his contract at Atletico Madrid. Diego Simeone is rumored to be leaving Atletico Madrid at the end of the season. So let's say Felix has a very good loan here and then we cannot extend it. That's a big, big shame. So not having an option to buy is a bit of deal breaker for me and a bit of disappointment. But right now, with Pulisic being out for 2 months, Sterling injury being unclear, I think it's a good short-term deal. We can get some work done, and then we'll see in the summer if we need to pay more money for him, if he wants to come to Chelsea and all that stuff. But right now, he's a Chelsea player, and whenever there's a Chelsea player, I'll support them to absolute bits. And Felix is a blue, and hope he powers us to some great matches this season, and he puts some great performances this season. When will Fofana start? I think at the moment I can only see him make bench appearances for me. I cannot see him start a game for me right now. I can see him start against Palace, but again, it's very, very unclear to see. Has Graham Potter got the guts to drop Kai Havertz? That is the only way Fofana can start. That is the only way Fofana can start. And coming to the big news now, starting with the news, the Times understands Chelsea are still in talks to sign Enzo Fernandez. We all know this saga has been going on for so much time now. Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea, what a big saga this is. We've all known from some time Chelsea offered around 120 million. Then the media came that Chelsea have retracted their price to 90 million. Then Benfica were angry, their manager were angry, and the deal fell apart. But still, Tom Roddy says that Chelsea are still in the race to sign Enzo, and we have not given it up. For me, this will be the perfect signing of January window. We need a midfielder. In the summer, United will be after him. In the summer, Liverpool will be after him. In the summer, you will have more clubs after him. If like Real Madrid, they miss out on Jude Bellingham. So there are going to be a lot of clubs after Enzo Fernandez. And I think Chelsea need to be proactive and we need to get him. And I still think we are in the race. It's not over. We still can sign Enzo Fernandez. But Benfica are going to make us drag this till the deadline day. And are going to make us drag this till an absolute stretch that they can extend the price. That is the only way this is going to happen. Chelsea will not try to pay more than 100 million. Benfica want 120 million. And this is why this is going to drag. But I hope he comes to Chelsea. It's a less chance to happen right now in January window. It will drag to summer for me. But I hope we get him this window because we need him very, very badly. With Kante being out and a midfield being in absolutely shatters right now. Going to the next bit of news for Chelsea. That is, they may well make another bid for Enzo. This is by Matt Law. There is a different source. That is Tom Roddy. This is Chelsea's more reliable reporter in Matt Law. They may well make another bid for Enzo Fernandez. I think despite all the criticism from Benfica, but they aren't going to get as high as the clause. Graham Potter is very much on board with the move. This is the biggest thing I really wanted to say. I want signings to be made in Graham Potter's image. A manager must be back at Chelsea, and this is the best thing I've heard. And this is why I'm more on this board to sign Enzo Fernandez, whatever the price. If Graham Potter wants him, he's a young kid, talented player, has aggression, has the tenacity, has the attacking qualities. The manager wants him. pay whatever price you need, get him. As you can see with this quote by Matt Law, Chelsea will not go as high as the clause, which is 120 million, but Chelsea are still ready to pay some massive money, and I hope Benfica agree. I hope the both teams come to a settlement of around 105 million, and that will be a good deal for both the parties involved, and we need Enzo Fernandez badly. I know people will say it's ridiculous to pay 100 million for a player, it's ridiculous to pay 110 million for a player, but people, let's be brutally honest, sometimes when you need a player, you need to pay heavy money. The midfield right now in the team is crying. The way the midfield is going, we're not going to have even 1% chance of making Champions League qualification. In the summer, will only become more unattractive for the players to sign for the future of the club. But let's say we sign Enzo Fernandez, let's say we make the Champions League, that means Chelsea will not miss out on 70 to 80 million earnings from the Champions League, and we will not miss out on the attractiveness of the club and the players it can really attract to play for us. This is why this is a deal I think Todd Bowley should be getting on the line, but again, it's very high amount. I think Real Madrid will target Jude instead of Enzo. No, I fully agree, brother. I fully agree. But the thing with them is, being fully honest, is let's say Jude Bellingham, for example, goes to Liverpool, then Real will turn around to Enzo Fernandez. This is why with Manchester United needing a midfielder, Real needing a midfielder, Liverpool needing a midfielder, even Manchester City, I'll say Gundogan will go next year, so they will need a midfielder. I think we need to act quickly and get this young, talented midfielder in a team as quickly as possible. Going on to the next news, this is around the Times understands by Tom Brody that Chelsea are considering a move for winger Nodi Madueke. Now, many people have said to me that he's an injury-prone player, but a very talented player. My doubt with Nodi Madueke is injury problems. Because for me, Chelsea is already a medical club right now. We are a medical FC because everyone is getting injured. And we can have a medical 11 which can easily finish top 5 in the league. That's how bad the state right now for us. And this is why for me, if this guy is very talented and the injury crisis are temporary, then sign him. Otherwise, for me, stay away from him. But this is by Tom Brody. Going on to the next part of the news, Christopher Weibel joined from RB Leipzig and Paul Stanley, who joined from Brighton, are actively working on improvements to the Chelsea squad. This is again the news by Tom Brody. We all know that Christopher Weibel was signed by Chelsea around in this, September or October. He was brought in with a motive to make Chelsea more data-driven club, signing players who are talented and not signing players who reach their prime. Chelsea want to become a club that sign players on the basis of scouting, data network, and they sign players who are going to become true gems in the future. They sign them early on and already have these players on their book rather than going on paying 100 million pounds to sign them. So the project is very exciting. We all know Weibel has done a very good job at Leipzig, and it's good to see that Christopher Weibel and Paul Stanley are getting enough power at Chelsea to do the deals in their own way. And this is by Tom Brody that they are actively working to improve the Chelsea squad. And the signings that Chelsea are making, Santos, Fofana, Cesar Casadei, Slonina, Chukwuemeka. You can go towards even somewhat Felix. You can go towards other targets like Nkunku. It is looking like Chelsea are building for the future and working really hard behind the scenes to sign some exciting youngsters. Even you can take Enzo Fernandez, another youngster. But if Chelsea scouted early, they might not have to pay 120 million for him. You see Benfica signed Enzo Fernandez for 10 million and now they're selling him for 120 million. This is what Chelsea are trying to do with having all the scouts, Weibel, with Stanley, having technical staff from Brighton that Graham Potter used to have there. This is why Chelsea is having the staff to have those staff to identify the players who are going to become something big in the future and sign them early. Going to the next news, I know for a fact that in their dream scenario, Chelsea will buy a backup for Reece James, they will buy a midfielder, and they will buy a winger. I've already told many people in this live Chelsea talks that Chelsea are trying to sign a lot of players in the January transfer window. We are trying to sign a winger, which has been accomplished by signing Felix. We are trying to sign a midfielder, which is in the form of Enzo Fernandez, and we are trying to sign a Reece James backup, which is in the form of Kyle Walker-Peters, Juranovic, Pedro Porro. These are the players we're getting linked with, and dream scenario for Chelsea will be to sign Pedro Porro, will be to sign Enzo Fernandez, will be to sign Joao Felix, and that will change our top 4 hopes. I think that will even change the Champions League hopes. But I think, to be really, really honest, seeing these type of players coming, Enzo Fernandez 120 million, Pedro Porro 45 million, Joao Felix overall combined loan fee of 30 to 25 million is not going to happen. Being very, very honest, that is not going to happen. This is by very reliable Chelsea source in Matt Law on the London Blue podcast. Going on now to another news by Matt Law. There is acknowledgement that the Chelsea squad will benefit from a big presence or two in the dressing room, and Graham Potter will have to hope that Chelsea can sign a couple of leaders if the club are going to start challenging for the major honours. We all know that the team right now is in an absolute worst state that we've ever seen the team. We are in an absolute crisis. We have to be fully honest. The club is right now suffering from crisis. The players right now on the pitch are not putting enough passion, not putting enough desire, not putting enough, like you can say the passion application for the shirt for Chelsea. We all know that, and you can see that properly. And the club right now is not in a very, very good state. We all can say that. And there's acknowledgement in the Chelsea squad that is very, very clear to see that a bit of presence, like signings like Felix, signings like Enzo Fernandez, they can uplift the dressing room, and they can make the dressing room more motivated, and they can make the dressing room uplifted a bit for the remaining season, because right now it's an absolute dire, being very, very honest with you all. And coming on to the next news as well, and just going on, and really sorry, yeah. Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea decided to activate Joao Felix option on Monday morning as injuries and also the result made it urgent. Marcus Thuram remains on Chelsea's list, as we've all told. The Chelsea is heavily after Marco Thuram. He's a different kind of player from Felix, so I think there could be room for both of them to join. So we all know they're going to link to a lot of players: Thuram, Kyle Walker-Peters, Juranovic, Pedro Porro, Felix already being signed. So Chelsea are trying to sign a lot of players, and Thuram makes a lot of sense. Like Armando Broja is injured, Aubameyang is reportedly going back to Barcelona, and this is why Thuram can make a lot of sense. He can help Felix play well. Felix will only be able to work for Chelsea when he has someone ahead of him in a presence. And today in the press conference, Graham Potter also said that Felix is a very good option to play as a second striker. This is why Thuram for 10 to 12 million makes a lot of sense for Chelsea, to be honest. And we are heavily after him as well. And if Aubameyang goes to Barcelona, do not be surprised if Thuram coming to Chelsea, to be really honest. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, not even a dead certain to stay at the club. This was Simon Phillips yesterday, and we all know this is true. He's not having a good time at Chelsea. He has been an absolute disaster of a signing, and it's very, very clear in January or most probably in the summer, he will be leaving Chelsea. What color is this guy? And blue. And overall, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, not even a dead certain to stay at the club as of now. This was by Simon Phillips. Going on, the other one. Clubs in Spain are interested in signing Aubameyang from Chelsea. It's Barcelona, people, it's Valencia, and it's Atletico Madrid. These are the three clubs which are looking to sign Aubameyang: Barcelona, Valencia, and Atletico Madrid. Aubameyang has a lot of interest from Spain, and there's big chance that Aubameyang will be leaving Chelsea. What is up with Aubameyang? And I think, brother, it's been a disaster for signing, brother. It's been an absolutely disaster for signing. Like, the problem with him has been that his desire has not been enough. Like, he has the ability. See, I'm going to be fully honest. Aubameyang cannot be fully blamed because Chelsea Football Club is known to destroy attackers. We are known to destroy strikers because we do not create a chance. We do not create a chance. Chelsea fans will remember in 2 matches earlier against Manchester City, Havertz had the chance to pass to Aubameyang. Aubameyang would have been one-on-one with Ederson, and it would have been 1-0 Chelsea. But what Havertz did, Havertz passed it sideways. Chelsea without Reece James, Chelsea without Ben Chilwell, we have no creativity. So I cannot fully blame Aubameyang. But the only thing that I can blame, and the only problem I have with Aubameyang, and the only problem which has not allowed Aubameyang to fulfill his potential, has been his stinky attitude. At Arsenal, when Mikel Arteta threw him out of the team, at Chelsea right now, he's not putting enough application. He's doing more of interviews, nothing personal with Arsenal. But when he's on the pitch, he's sulking. When he's on the pitch, he's not showing enough desire to be on the ball. And when he's on the pitch, he's not fighting for the badge. And that are some things which are unacceptable For me, brother, I still think Aubameyang is a very, very good player and he's more like a poacher. And if put some crosses into the box, if you put chances for him on the plate, he is going to finish them. But Chelsea are not a good attacking team. We do not create chances for attackers. And this guy, his attitude absolutely stinks. And this is why, for me, especially when he was signed for Tuchel, who has sadly been sacked, I think it's better we part ways with him. Felix in Chelsea, absolutely, brother, and I'm very excited the way he works. But again, Felix will only be able to work once our midfield is sorted, once the attacking balance is sorted, and once the team goes on a good run. Other than that, again, Felix cannot solve everything on his own. Felix is not a number 9, and Felix is not going to be the one who's going to score 10, 15 goals for us. There's more things to happen, but what Felix can solve for Chelsea is the creativity. He can provide the team with some chances. He can make some very good passes. But the problem is, Chelsea still need a number 9 for me, for Felix to work properly. And Thuram can be that player that can do a good job with Felix. Or overall for me, even a Fofana or even a Havertz might do a good job with Felix. But Felix is not your number 9. Felix is not your left winger. Felix is not a right winger. Felix for me is a player who needs to be allowed to free roam around the pitch and be the creative outlet of the team. And there being someone in the box to put their chances into the net. And that is where Chelsea struggle. Barca not going for Aubameyang, but that is by Gerard Romero, brother. Like, Gerard Romero has said that they are after Aubameyang as well. So I think Gerard Romero is very reliable when it comes to the news regarding Barcelona. Going to the next news, Chelsea reignite their interest in Southampton midfielder Romeo Lavia. Having tried to sign him in the summer, they still want him in the former Manchester City man and are set to try again this month. People watching, please, people, it doesn't take much. Hit on the like button. Please have hit on the like button so more people can join. And please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It will mean a lot to me. As you can see here, Romeo Lavia, he's a player we've been after since the summer. He was a Manchester City Youth Academy player, which Southampton signed. And Manchester City also have a buyback for him as well. So I think Manchester City will have a first say before we can sign him. But I think Manchester City already have Rodri, Kevin Phillips. So they're not going to sign him. And I think Romeo Lavia is a very, very good player. But one thing we need to be very, very clear regarding Lavia is he's injured right now. Lavia is injured right now. And again, Chelsea, we do not need another player who's injured right now. Romeo Lavia overall is a very good player. He's a very good physical player. He's aggressively good. He's a proper DM Chelsea have been needing. Pace, power, height, aggression, good on the ball. We need that type of player. And Lavia is a very good player. But first, it will depend on will Manchester City want to buy him back or not, which I don't think they will when they have Rodri and Calvin Phillips. Second is overall, it will depend on the Enzo deal. It will depend on signing Zakarian permanent. And number third, the most important thing for Lavia is if he's an injury-prone player. Please, Chelsea, don't sign him. We already have a full medical team really treating on 10 players right now. We don't need more. So if that thing is right, then he's a very, very good player to have in the squad. And Barca are trying to offload Depay, so they might get Aubameyang. Exactly. Depay is rumored to be going to Atletico Madrid, and this is why they're trying to get Aubameyang back. Going on to the next part, that is Arsene Zakarian, a player Chelsea have been after since the summer. We are already solving this with the club, agents. What and how it will be, I myself cannot say. I don't know. I don't have a pain in 2 hours. I'm at Dinamo getting ready for the season. This is a very, very talented kid, a very exciting player, creatively very good, a player Chelsea have been after since the last July. He's a player Chelsea have been trying to sign since last July. He's a very, very exciting player, a young, talented kid, like we signed Kasedai, Chukwemeka. He's going to be another exciting player we add in a team. And I think he will come to Chelsea in the summer, and he's going to be a very, very good young player for us as well. So overall, I think Chelsea are heavily after him, and I think we will sign him, but it's only going to be in the summer and not now. Coming on to another news for Chelsea. This is by Matt Law, a very reliable Chelsea source, as I always told you. Chelsea are braced for possible Jorginho summer exit, has a focus on Kante and the Mount deals. Optimism on both. I've been telling you people for a long, long time that Kante's contract will be extended and Jorginho will be let go. Jorginho's contract, Kante's contract are coming to the end in this summer, and one of them will be leaving the club. For me, it should have been both because of Kante's injury problems. When Kante can only play 3 games a season, I love Kante. I love N'Golo Kante to absolute bits. But when a player can only play 3 games a season, 4 games a season, there's no point to keep him on 290k wages. And Jorginho, for me, sadly, he's not performing well this season. He does not work in the Premier League. And I think it's better we let him go and work in the other leagues where he will love to play. And I will always love Jorginho and respect to him for what he did for us. But it's time for us to both part ways. While on the Kante deal, but now has is very clear, Chelsea had extended his contract. If I think he's fully fit, if Kante can even play 50% of the season, I have no problem with extending his deal. But if Kante is only going to play 3 games, 4 games, and then he's going to get injured, then it's another disaster by Todd Boehly. But overall, when N'Golo Kante plays, Chelsea is a different team. And N'Golo Kante is a better player than Jorginho. N'Golo Kante is a better player than Kovacic. And I'll rather keep Kante than Jorginho right now. But still, there's a big injury problem with Kante. And with Mason Mount, I'm very happy. I love Mason Mount to absolute bits. Mason is a very, very talented player. He's a good leader as well in the dressing room. He puts everything on the pitch. And I think it's very good to see Mason's contract being extended. But I hope it's not 300k. That is too much for a player at such a young age. And a player whose performances have been really good, but not world class. 300k for me will be a disaster and will put unnecessary pressure on him as well. The next news is regarding Graham Potter, and Graham Potter still thinks he has a dressing room backing and support and says he was happy with the attitude of the players yesterday. He said that I'm not getting any sense of people with a poor attitude. Everyone wants to try to do better. We are going through a bad moment. Somewhat I will fully agree with him. I still think in the dressing room there's some support for him. I still have to say that there is a lot of injury problems at the club, that we have to give Graham Potter a bit of time. We have to give Graham Potter a bit of relaxation. That is not Graham Potter's mistake. And the club is right now in a big, big injury crisis. But let's be brutally honest. We cannot even lie that the dressing room overall is not in a good state. And dressing room overall is not supporting the manager. Because if the dressing room was overall supporting the manager, those guys would have put their 100% on the pitch and they were like walking zombies. They were like walking zombies against Manchester City. They gave up. They gave up after that first goal. Absolute zombies on the pitch they were. I don't think he has a full support of the dressing room, being fully honest. But I will say one thing. Mauricio Sarri said that these players are tough to motivate. Frank Lampard said that these players are tough to motivate. Thomas Tuchel said that the issues in the club will remain the same when you've got the same crop of players. And this is why this time I want to back the manager. If these players are not supporting Graham Potter, get them out of the club immediately. Now is the time for Chelsea to let a manager stamp his authority on the team, and the players that are against the manager's vision, the players that are against the Todd Boehly vision, the players that are against the club vision could leave. I still think Graham Potter should be doing a better job. He's right now for me looking like a manager who has come to Chelsea. He's enjoying, wow man, I'm in such a big job. And I think that is overshadowing overall on the problem at Chelsea. I still think there is a talented manager in Graham Potter, a very good coach, and I will fully back him. I'm fully of my assurance that there's a lot of players in the dressing room who have been getting a lot of managers sacked, and it's time for Chelsea to let these players go. But it also doesn't mean that Graham Potter cannot be criticized and Graham Potter cannot improve. Graham Potter overall also needs to become more harder, identify the players that do not listen to him, and get them out of this club immediately. Coming on to Levy Colwill, we all were angry, especially a lot of fans were angry that Levy Colwill was going on loan. But right now he's working, he's getting much needed minutes. And next season for me, the way Koulibaly is playing right now, Thiago Silva being next year most probably 38, 39 years of age, I think it's time for the young brigade of Chelsea, Levy Colwill, Chalobah, Badiashile. And I think overall that's the way Chelsea are going to build. I think next season we will have Ethan Ampadu back, Colwill back, Chalobah will be there, Badiashile will be there, Fofana will be there. With Silva, there's no guarantee he will extend the contract. Koulibaly so far, he's old, as well as he's having a disaster of a season. And I think we all can be assured that Levy Colwill next season is going to have a very, very big part for Chelsea to play. And big up Shay, Football Extreme here. Big up, brother. Thank you so much for joining the chat as well. And Levy Colwill for me is going to be a big part of long-term plans. This is by Simon Johnson. People watching, please guys, it doesn't take much. Just one hit on the like button. It will make my day. Please people do it so more people can join us. I hope you all are having a good day. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, people. it will mean a lot to me. So we have seen Chelsea have signed 4 defenders in the last 5 months, but still he's going to be a big part of the club plans. And I think it's going to be a big disaster by Chelsea if it do not involve Colwill, because this guy is very, very talented people. He's a very, very talented young kid. Real Madrid will look for a way out in the coming weeks for Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard has not had any serious talks or formal proposals. Neither Chelsea, neither Newcastle, neither United, nor any other serious club has approached. And let's be brutally honest, I will always love Eden Hazard to absolute bits. I love him to bits. He's a fantastic servant for Chelsea. I will always absolutely love him from my heart. But being fully honest, people, we all know that Eden Hazard right now is not good enough to play for any top level club. And most probably, he will be going to MLS or either in the Saudi League. Other than that, he's not going to go anywhere in the top European leagues as well. And I think there is no choice or no chance, or Chelsea should not even entertain bringing him back. I love Eden Hazard, but currently he is finished. I'll always love him, people, but currently he's past the player he used to be. And big up to Farah. Pro Chelsea are in the mud this season. Graham Potter need to get rid of this deadwood in the summer and rebuild from all over again. First of all, bigger brother to join the chat, and absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Chelsea are in the mud this season. And I think this is what I've been saying on my channel for a long, long time. Graham Potter needs to grow a bit of that anger in him, the bit of that dog in him, and he needs to get some of these players out. With Mikel Arteta, what Mikel Arteta did, he came on, he got some of these players out. He had the audacity to go to Aubameyang and say, Aubameyang, you do not work in my plan, get out of this club. Your attitude is stinky, get out of this club. I think Graham Potter right now is being too much of a nice person. He's coming to Chelsea, he's enjoying the surrounding and everything. But Graham Potter needs to move past that, or else these players will eat him up. See, for a manager like Graham Potter, a young manager who is known to coach players, who is known to get players playing above their potential, they can only work either with the younger players or they need to stamp their authority. Either Todd Bowley has to get rid of all the senior players, sign all the youngsters, and that is the way Graham Potter will work for Chelsea, or else Graham Potter ascertains his authority and gets over some of these players and tells them, I'm the boss of this club, you listen to me or you get out of that. But overall for me right now, I see too much of a nice man in Graham Potter, and that is not going to work at a club like Chelsea, where a manager needs to have the dog in him and have the dog in him to go to these players, senior players, and put them down sometime in the place when needed. And coming on to the next piece of news regarding Chelsea, and just a second, Graham Potter retains the support of the Chelsea board despite Sunday's 4-0 FA Cup defeat by Manchester City. Chelsea C. Potter, who replaced Tuchel, has a long-term appointment. There is a belief that he can turn around the club fortune. This is by the BB's support. See, people, we need to be fully honest. We all know that the Graham Potter has a full trust of the Chelsea board. Todd Bowley gave him a 5-year contract on around 12 million a year. It's 60 million deal. And when a person gives you such big deal, such big money, he does have trust in you. And Todd Bowley, even in his the other sport in America, he's known to back his coaches. And Todd Bowley, for me, will not be sacking Graham Potter anytime soon. And that is the right way to go. And overall, for me, he has the backing of the board. I still think whether we finish 10th, whether we finish 12th, whether we finish 7th, he is going to be staying at the club. But if it even gets worse, if we get near the relegation zone, that's where he's going to be sacked. And that is not going to happen. So I think he will stay at the club. And I'm very happy with that. I think this sacking culture has to end. This sacking hiring managers is the reason Chelsea are in the mess we are. When you keep hiring managers, when you keep sacking managers, you're left with the mess right now Chelsea is in. You appointed Frank Lampard. He signed Havertz, Ziyech, Chilwell, and all the other players in the sack. You brought Tuchel in. Tuchel signed Cucurella. Tuchel signed Koulibaly. Whether he did not want him, he still signed him. Aubameyang, Sterling, and then Tuchel was sacked after just 6 games this season. And now Graham Potter has come in. He has to work with the players of Tuchel, players of Sarri, players of Lampard. This is the mess that sacking and hiring culture puts you in. And Chelsea need to move away from that. And I hope Todd Bowley does that. Graham Potter is given enough time to work with the team. And then we can judge him properly. So right now, I think he has a full backing. And until it goes to a disaster, I think he's going to stay at the club, whether we get the top 4 or not. And Kovacic, Jorginho, Pulisic, Ziyech, Aubameyang, Havertz, Mount, Aspilicueta. I fully agree. I still think Mount is a talented youngster. And I will love to keep Mount. I love Mount. And Havertz, for me, is still a potential world-class player. But he does not put enough, you can say, desire on the pitch. I still believe, if you have to ask me on the list, Kovacic is most probably leaving the club in the summer. Jorginho should be leaving the club. Ziyech should be leaving the club. Pulisic does not give any chances, and I think it's better for both of the parties to part their ways. Pulisic can go and start elsewhere, and Chelsea can go towards your Nkunkus, your Rafaelios, and everything. So I think Pulisic for me should also be leaving. Aubameyang can leave right now. Havertz for me, I have a lot of love for him. He's a good young kid, but if he's going to continue to play like this, he has to be sold. For me, I will give him this 6 months, but after that, if he does not improve, he has to be sold. Mason Mount for me, I have a lot of patience for. He has still been Chelsea's best attacker for the last 2 years, but he still needs to improve upon. And as speculator, I love him to bits. But overall, right now at the top level, he's not good enough. They're not going to play for a club like Chelsea. I think most of them I'll fully agree, but I still have a lot of trust in Mount. And I think Havertz, there is a good player, but he's just not working hard to get it out. Other than that, I fully agree with you. And going on to the next news regarding Chelsea, people watching, please, people, it doesn't take much. Do hit on the like button. Do subscribe to the channel. It will mean a lot to me as well. And this is by Fabrizio Romano. No buy option has been discussed for Joao Felix to Chelsea. And see, this was my deal breaker with Joao Felix. And this is where I have a bit of concern regarding this deal. He has extended his contract at Atletico Madrid from around, I believe, 2027. He has extended his contract at Atletico de Madrid till 2027. Diego Simeone has been rumored to be leaving Atletico Madrid at the end of the season. Let's just think hypothetically. Let's say for a second that Thomas Tuchel becomes the Atletico Madrid manager at the end of the season. And Thomas Tuchel says, see, I want to keep Felix at my club. I want Felix to stay here. And then what you can do? Are we doing a charity service here? Are Chelsea doing a charity service here where we are developing a player for Atletico Madrid and then we are getting his form back and then we are sending him back to Atletico Madrid and we are paying a 25-30 million fees for that? This is my problem. This is my problem. But on the other hand, Felix is a very, very good player, and Sterling and Pulisic could be out for a long time. Pulisic is out for 2 months. Sterling is unclear, but let's say he could be out for 1 month. So we needed a player, and Felix can provide us. And let's say in a hypothetical world that Felix does not sign for us, he goes back to Atletico, but him coming to Chelsea gets us top 4. I think that is a good deal for us. And even if he goes back to Atletico, our job is done with the signing, especially with Pulisic being out for 2 months, Sterling being out for a long time, and Felix coming to Chelsea, helping us getting top 4. That is where I think his job is done at Chelsea, and that's not a bad deal. But overall, if this does not happen, which is very likely that top 4 is not going to happen for Chelsea this season, then we are only developing a player for Atletico Madrid. That is a concern. I'm still not ruling out that they can do well at Chelsea. We can sign him permanently in the summer, but without a buy option, it's only going to become more difficult to sign him permanently. When, let's say, he has a good season for Chelsea, Arsenal will be in for him, United will be in for him, City will be in for him, Barcelona will be in for him, and that's where it will become a problem. But right now, I don't want to be thinking of the summer. I only want to think of the present. Chelsea are 10th in the Premier League table. Pulisic is out for 2 months. Sterling is out for a month. And I'm only thinking about the present. And as of present, Felix is a Chelsea player. He's a very, very good player. And we are in a big, big trouble right now. So I'm going to enjoy him. I wish he does a good job for us. And these talks could happen in the summer, whether it was a good deal, whether it was a fine deal, or whether it was a disastrous deal. Going to the next piece of news, Todd Boehly relinquished his sporting director title at Chelsea. This is by a very reliable Matt Law. We've all been known that Todd Boehly has been running Chelsea, and Todd Boehly has been a big driving force regarding all the things Chelsea have been doing in this transfer window. We all know that Todd Boehly has had a very, very big role for Chelsea right now. He has been one of the most active sporting director you'll ever see in football right now. The way he has been working, the way he has been going on signing players, he's been really mad. But I've been telling everyone on this channel, I've been telling everyone, whether I go to someone's channel, I've been saying this on my Twitter account, I've been saying this for a long time. Todd Boehly is an ambitious person and I respect that, but he does not know how to run a football club at the moment. And these things have to be taken care of by scouts, taken care of by people who are near the thing. And Todd Boehly at the moment is being a bit, you can say, hyper. He's being rash with his decisions. He's only looking for, you can say, marketing deals and everything. And this is not going to work. And it's a good news for us, all of us involved. Todd Boehly can show his ambition, but the scouting, but the signing of the players should be done by the people who are more aware regarding the clubs, who are more aware regarding the market, who are more aware about this sport. And this is why I'm happy with this news. And I hope Vival is the one who's taking care of that. And Vival is the one who makes the decision regarding these players. And welcome to Pudin Bhai in the chat. Bigger to Pudin Bhai as well. We need Declan Rice in the summer. I fully agree. But I think overall, if Enzo comes, then it could become a big trouble to sign him, because I cannot see Chelsea paying 120 for Enzo and 60 to 70 million for Rice. I think only one of them is going to happen, and Zakaria could be signed on permanent. Going on, the other news for Chelsea. This is regarding Chelsea are interested in signing Kyle Walker-Peters from Southampton. We all know that we were after Kyle Walker-Peters in the summer. We tried to sign him in the summer. When I was doing the Chelsea talks in the summer, I told you about Kyle Walker-Peters and Chelsea being after him. And again, this is by Alex Crook. Chelsea again after signing Kyle Walker-Peters. See, people, being fully honest with you, Kyle Walker-Peters is a very, very young and a good kid. He's a very, very good, talented right back, a young kid who can run well, who's got a good pace, who's got a good cross in him, can attack well, and he's a much better player for us to buy and have at the right side in comparison to Cesar Azpilicueta, because attackingly, he can have a very, very good role for us. And the right side for Chelsea, which looks very, very weak without Reece James, can look suddenly very good. But still, he's still not at the level, I will say, of a Pedro Porro. And I still think he's not at the level of, in terms of Reece James. And he's not going to be, see, whether Chelsea sign Pedro Porro, whether we sign Juranovic, whether we sign Kyle Walker-Peters, no one can ever reach the level of Reece James. Reece James is one of the best right back in the world. But we need someone who can match Reece James' profile and can be a bit better on attackingly and can provide us much attacking threat. And this is where Kyle Walker-Peters ticks all the boxes. Kyle Walker-Peters defensively is not as good as Reece James, but attackingly, Kyle Walker-Peters can run well, good cross. Attackingly, he makes some good combinations. His passing is good. He's attackingly a way better player than Cesar Azpilicueta, and this is why he could be a very deal for us, much better than the other players we're looking for, because Pedro Porro is going to cost you 50 million. Juranovic, for me, again in the Premier League is unproven, and Walker-Peters make much more sense for around 15 to 18 million, especially when Southampton are in a major, major threat of getting relegated. And I think Walker-Peters will force it, and it will only make job easier for us to sign him on a cheaper price. Thanks for the shout out, Shri Bhai. Your thoughts on Declan Rice plus Neves plus Kovacic in 4-3-3? I think for me, that won't work for me, brother. I'm being very, very honest. Because I think Neves and Kovacic are more type of, in terms of what they provide, more similar players. Neves is more of a sitter who can provide you good creativity and more of a sitter and a set piece specialist. Declan Rice is a proper physical defender, but then you won't have any proper tenacity in the midfield. This midfield, brother, will be overall very, very slow. This midfield for me, brother, will be very, very slow. I think if you add Declan Rice, Enzo Fernandez, and you add a Mason Mount, that I think makes a better 4-3-3 formation for us. Or let's say Declan Rice, Zakaria, and then Enzo Fernandez. I think that has a much better bite to it, just a bite in comparison to this midfield. I love Ruben Neves. I love him to bits. But overall, I think we can sign Ruben Neves, but it's either going to be Neves or it's either going to be Rice. I think both Rice or Neves cannot work in a team. And overall, with Mateo Kovacic, I think at the moment the way is going on, do not be surprised that Kovacic leaves in the summer. There were rumors as well that Kovacic wants to try a new challenge, and do not be surprised he leaves at the end of the season. And Chelsea signed Enzo and we signed Rice, and they replaced Kovacic and Jorginho. And going on to the next news now. This is regarding Christian Pulisic and Hakim Ziyech, and they both are ready to leave Chelsea. Both have less than 18 months left on their contract. And I think Hakim Ziyech will be leaving for Chelsea, if not this window, then guaranteed by the summer. And Pulisic for me is a player who is very talented, a young kid, but it's not worked for him at Chelsea. He has been inconsistent. He has been injury prone. Chelsea have also not been much kinder to him. The managers have not given him proper run time, and it's been a bit of, you can say, marriage that is not working. Chelsea do not fully trust him. He does not fully trust Chelsea. He's inconsistent. Chelsea do not want to give him time to be consistent. And this is why right now the way is going, until it changes miraculously, which I hope it does. I think it's better for both parties to leave. Yes, Pulisic is a very good youngster. Yes, Chelsea could regret it in the future. But if he's only remaining 18 months on the contract, rather than selling on for free, it's better we get some transfer fee and we put in some different players. We still have Nkunku. We still have Mason Mount. We still have young Havertz, who's really feeling at the club right now. Chelsea are trying to sign players like Mudryk or a Rafael Leao. We are trying to sign players like Zakarian. So overall, if we do not consider Pulisic to be a big part of the plan, and we only consider him a substitute player, impact player, then it's better to not waste his time. It's not better to waste our time. Get some money and get some other player in. And this is why for me, see, I won't be surprised Pulisic leaves. Still in my heart, I think there's a player in Pulisic, and I still think we should keep Pulisic. But if you're not going to start him, he's going to show a bit of sulky attitude. That's not going to work. If that is the case, it's better we let him go. While for Hakim Ziyech, it's very clear he's going to leave. Hakim Ziyech overall, he does not get enough chances at Chelsea. When Nkunku will be signed, when more player will be signed, I cannot see Ziyech stay at the club. I think Ziyech is a player that I will always really be sad that why he did not work at Chelsea. This guy is a magician on the ball, but with Chelsea really destroying the careers of attackers and Ziyech himself being a bit of slow for the Premier League, it sadly just hasn't worked, and I'm very sad for that. And Red Devils stand thoughts on Felix. I think for me, brother, he's going to be a very good player for Chelsea, but overall, is he going to overall work for Chelsea? That is a question. Felix can come at Chelsea, have 6 goals and 7 assists, and still overall it does not make a difference. Because problem is, there's no guarantee of a top 4, and still Chelsea are very, very bad midfield-wise. We still are very bad at the right wing-back backup, and overall, without Reece James, playing Cesar Azpilicueta is a massive, massive downgrade. The midfield that we saw against Manchester City of Jorginho, Kovacic and Gallagher was an absolute disaster. And overall, Zakaria is a very good player, but is he N'Golo Kante? No. N'Golo Kante is an injury-prone player as well. And overall, Chelsea have more problems than Felix. I think Felix is a very, very good player. I think Felix is a very, very talented young guy. Felix will solve some of Chelsea's creativity issues. But why I think even if he scores goal for Chelsea, there's no guarantee he will work for Chelsea is because of the fundamentals. We still don't have a number 9. If Felix creates chances, who is going to be the one to put them in the box? The problem with this signing is there's no buy option. He has extended his contract at Atletico Madrid. Diego Simeone is leaving at the end of the season. Chelsea still, we don't have a person that can finish the chances into the box. We still are struggling in the midfield wise. We don't have a balance in the squad. And my thing is, Felix can work for Chelsea and still it can look like a failure. Overall for me, Felix can turn out to be a fantastic signing. Let's say Felix gets us top 4. It could be a fantastic signing. Chelsea could still sign him at the end of the loan, but without a buy option, it's going to be very difficult. But overall, my conclusion, I think he's a very good player. I think he can work for Chelsea. But the problem with the signing of Felix is he can work for Chelsea, but still it won't make a difference. He can really score 6 goals and 7 assists, and we can still finish 10 in the league. We still could be knocked out in the Champions League. We are already out of FA Cup and Carabao Cup. That is the only thing that Felix will not decide. But let's say we will say one thing. Like, I fully agree with Pudin. I fully agree. Pulisic is out for 2 months. And brother, I'm fully excited. I am very, very excited for the Felix signing. And I'm very sure Felix is having a good season for us. Like, you mark my words, Felix will have minimum 5 goals and 5 assists in a Chelsea shirt. He will do a very good job. My problem overall, Pudin brother, is even if he has a very good season, it still does not guarantee a top 4. If he has a very good season, it does not guarantee a Champions League win. We still need a midfielder. We still need N'Golo Kante back. We still need a right wing back backup. If that happens, then you will see a different tone, and then you will see me being very excited for what will happen in February, March, April, and May. And Felix will definitely be better than Oba. Fully agreed. But brother, I just one point, Pudin brother, just one point. He will be better, but who is going to be the one to finish the chances? Who is going to be the one to finish his chances? Aubameyang has been really disappointing for us. Havertz is an inconsistent player. Who do we play in a number 9 position? Let's say Chelsea are playing a 4-2-3-1 where Mason Mount is at the left, Felix in the middle, Ziyech at the right, Havertz up top. Pudin brother, do you trust Havertz to finish his chances? Let's say Felix makes good passes, will Havertz finish them? This is the only thing that I've got a doubt about. If that happens, he's going to be one of the best signings we made in some time. But the problem is, Chelsea's side has more problems than solutions. And this is why this window is very important. Let's say we sign Thuram. Let's say Chelsea sign Thuram. Let's say Chelsea sign Kyle Walker-Peters. Let's say we sign Felix. And that's the way we end the window. I will be more excited what the season is going to bring. But right now, Felix is a very good signing, but we still have a lot of problems in the team to solve. And despite Chelsea signing Felix, I think he'll flop. I don't think he will flop, but I respect your opinion. I don't think he will flop, but I think that Chelsea have so many problems that he can have a very good season and still people might call him a flop because of a league position. And I agree. Thank you so much, brother. I like the video. Thank you so much, brother, as well. And taking more chat as well. Dato Fofana. But I think he's a very good kid. I've seen him against Manchester in the second half. He has some attributes. But brother, let's be honest. Fofana is still a very, very like a young player playing in the Premier League for the first time. Nobody knows how he's going to play. Like Fofana can be a very, very good breakout star. But again, nobody knows that. Like I can sit here and Fofana can play match against Fulham tomorrow and score a hat-trick. Nobody knows that. But overall, the more percentages are, there is a young guy who Graham Potter slowly brings into the team. And this is why with Chelsea, there are so many uncertainties. Like if Fofana is the player who is going to play in this season, then why are we trying to sign Thuram? Why are we trying to sign Thuram when we already have Fofana? There is so many uncertainties which will only be solved by February 1. And Joao Felix was out of form for Atletico Madrid. I personally think the Premier League challenge is too hard for Felix. I fully agree with this comment. And this is why it's going to be very exciting to see how does he do. No, we need Thuram ASAP. I fully agree. I think we need Thuram for me. I'm being very, very honest. I think Fofana is a youngster and I think we need Thuram. But overall, Thuram will only come if Aubameyang leaves for Barcelona or Atletico Madrid. And Enzo Fernandez won't come even in summer. I don't think it will happen. And I think he can come in the summer, but it will depend on Manchester United, Manchester City. It will depend on I don't think Arsenal, because I don't think Arsenal are going to sign midfield this expensive, but Liverpool. Jude Bellingham is between Liverpool and Real Madrid. Declan Rice is between Chelsea and no other club, to be honest, bar Liverpool. But I don't think Liverpool want to have a profile like Rice. And I think if Manchester United missed out on Jude Bellingham, they already have signed a DM in Casemiro. I think United will try to sign Enzo Fernandez. This is why I hope Chelsea sign him in January, because Enzo is a very young kid and you cannot miss out on players of these quality. Big up to Manchester United. Thank you so much, brother, for the support. Hi, who's your choice after Potter? Oh my God. Like, first of all, I will say I fully want to back Potter. I'm Potter in, and I do want to give a manager a chance. For me, after Potter, again, brother, it's going to be very difficult to say. But again, I think we need to go for the same profile. We need to go towards a manager that has more charisma and a manager can take on the players. So I will go with more of a, you can say, manager that has more of that. But right now, I cannot say that, to be honest. Right now, I'm Potter in. Right now, I fully respect Graham Potter. And right now, I want this club to change the sacking hiring policy. So right now, I cannot give any option right now, to be fully honest, who can come after Potter. But when I think it gets tough, then I will discuss a lot of options, brother. I hope you understand in regards to this. And long term, Potter is just 2 games away from getting sacked by Chelsea themselves. They're tired of him. No, brother. I don't think he's 2 games away. Like, if we lose to Fulham, if we lose to Crystal Palace, then I fully agree. But brother, I cannot see us lose to Fulham and Palace, both of them. And Todd Bowley has given him a 60 million contract for 5 years. And Todd Bowley has sacked a very big manager, an elite manager in Thomas Tuchel. And Todd Bowley is known to give his managers and coaches chances and patience. And Todd Bowley right now is fully backing this guy. So I cannot think he's going to be sacked in 2 games. I cannot see this happening, brother. And Graham Potter will remain at Chelsea at least till the end of the season. And then if we finish 13th, 14th, then there might be a bit of chance for sacking. Other than that, I cannot see it happen. So long term as well, I think he's a long-term appointment. But overall, being very, very honest, I really like the way the footballing is going right now. I think I do not like Pochettino. I don't think Pochettino has the same quality. And long term for me, you can say Luis Enrique, but Luis Enrique is a very elite manager. And he's a manager who will demand a lot of things as well. Will he work with the young guys is a big question as well. And for me, Eddie Howe for me right now looks very, very impressive as well. Like Eddie Howe is a fantastic manager, a manager who has enough authority. I can also say I'm very excited by the manager of Napoli, Spalletti. He's a fantastic manager. So these can be the option long term. But right now, I want to fully back Graham Potter. Graham Potter at Brighton showed me what he can do. Graham Potter still, I do not know, he's a 5-year manager for Chelsea. Is Graham Potter going to win Chelsea the Champions League? Is he going to win Chelsea the Premier League? I don't know. I'm being very, very honest. But currently, Chelsea are 10th in the Premier League. Currently, we are out of the FA Cup. Currently, we are out of the Carabao Cup. Currently, we have got 10 players injured, and I cannot judge Graham Potter. This is a misery that has been started from the time of Sarri to the time of Potter, because we keep on sacking managers, and that has to change. This is why I'm fully Graham Potter in. He has to be given chances with his kind of players, and he must be fully backed. If after that, let's say December, Chelsea are sitting 7th in the league, that's where I will say Graham Potter needs to go. But not right now. Has Declan Rice is a fan of Chelsea. He might come even if we don't have a European competition, but Enzo won't come. I think again, Pudin brother, I think even Enzo might come to Chelsea. It does not depend for me on the Champions League football, especially for a club that recently won the Champions League. It will depend a lot on the project. Can we appeal to him? Can we really appeal to Enzo? So I cannot think it's going to happen, but let's say, for example, Liverpool come for him, Jurgen Klopp comes for him, that's where things changes. Let's say Eric Ten Hag comes for him, United are playing Champions League football, that's where things changes. And this is why we need to sign him in January, or else we can still sign him, but we will have to pay more wages. We might have to even pay more money if the competition is more. If let's say United say we'll pay the release clause, Liverpool say we'll pay the release clause, then Chelsea will have to extend the price, and that could be a disaster. And Chelsea needs a confidence boost. They're lacking form and confidence in the squad, which led to Chelsea downfall. I still think, brother, we have 10 injuries. Like in March, when James will be back, Fofana will be back, Kante will be back, you will have a new right wing backup, you will have Felix. Chelsea will have a very good end to the season. And whether people laugh at me on the stream, whether people really say I'm an idiot, I'm still very confident that if our players return fully fit, if N'Golo Kante returns fully fit, if Reece James returns fully fit, if Ben Chilwell returns fully fit, if Joao Felix fires, I'm very confident that we can do well in the Champions League. The season is not over. But my problem is the Premier League could be over by then if we are sitting 10th in the league in March. That is when it has to change till our players come back. And this is why we need a confidence boost. I fully agree. But we also need a lot of these players back, to be honest. I don't want Potter has long-term coach. I'll give him till 2024. I fully agree. Has my point, Pudin brother. I will give him till December 2023. And then I will say, no, Graham, you're not working. Overall, for very, very long-term, brother, even I don't know. But currently, our best chance is to back him, give him a year, and then fully judge him. Guardiola is a chance. Can we sign him? Toni Kroos retired. I think Toni Kroos, I love Toni Kroos. What a player. But I think it's better we go towards a younger generation now with more energy, more tenacity. While for Guardiola, I will love him. I will love Guardiola in the team. But will he come or not? I think 90 million pounds is the clause. It's going to be difficult. Okay, now we have Felix. Thank you so much. But Mr. Potter is not a good coach for Chelsea. Please, we can sack him now, please. For me, brother, first of all, I fully respect your opinion, sir. I fully respect your opinion. For me, but I will keep Graham Potter. I want to give him time. See, I can understand a lot of fans are angry with Graham Potter. I can understand a lot of fans are Graham Potter in. But we have to be fully honest. Whether we sack Graham Potter, whether we appoint a new manager, is Jorginho a good enough midfielder for Chelsea? Is Kovacic overall performing well? Is Koulibaly a proper Rudiger replacement? Is Azpilicueta a proper Reece James backup? Have Chelsea got world-class goalkeepers? Have we got world-class attackers? Is Kai Havertz a world-class attacker? Is Mason Mount one of the greatest players in the world? That's where the Chelsea problem is. Mason Mount is a great young kid, but he should not have the pressure to lead Chelsea. Kai Havertz has been so far for last 1 year a total failure. Aspi, I love him, but he's not good right now at this level attackingly. Without Reece James, we are nothing. Jorginho, I love him, but he's not good enough for Chelsea. Kovacic, he's a good player, but he's not a world-class midfielder. You go towards the defense, Thiago Silva is 38. Fofana is injured. Koulibaly has been a disaster. Kepa has a lot of mistakes in him. Mendy has a lot of mistakes in him. He's not a good sweeper keeper. We have a lot of problems that go far behind Graham Potter. We might sack him. we might not sack him. But we need to correct these things, and then we can take a decision whether it's good enough or not. And injured players are a risk. They are unfit and need more time to be match fit. Fully agreed, brother. But this is why my point is, if these players are fit, then we can end the season well. And we should stop signing a two young player. Cassidy will hardly get time. Also, Andre Santos. I do understand we're trying to sign a lot for them, but I think this also shows that how many players we are. Like, let's be honest, in 3 years, we might not see a Jorginho, Kova, Kante, Silva, Koulibaly. A lot of players will leave. But overall, Pudin brother, I fully agree. We have signed Andre Santos, we have signed Casadai, we might even sign Zakaria on permanent. Then only one midfielder is enough. And then we should go all in for Enzo Fernandez. But let's say we sign Enzo, we sign Zakaria, we sign Rice, then why in the world we are signing Santos, Casadai? That's where it doesn't make sense. But I hopefully think that Weibel and Westenton know what they are doing. And overall, right now, I'm fully backing them. Because overall, people, I will say one thing. This is what I've been missing from Chelsea. This is what Chelsea has overall been missing. Signing young players who can become superstars in the future. Why can't we sign Locatelli, his upgraded version of Jorginho? I think he won't work in the Premier League, brother. He won't work in the Premier League. I think, again, the physicality will be the question. The pace and everything will be the question. For me, brother, I just cannot see him work in the Premier League, being very, very honest with you. And I think rather than him, I'll sign a Zakaria, or rather than him, sign Declan Rice. Like, rather than putting 40 million signing Locatelli, put extra 10 million and sign Declan Rice. That is a much better solution for me, in my humble opinion, brother. And now going on to another news, Chelsea. And this is regarding Pulisic and the big injury he's got. Graham Potter has said there is going to be a couple of months regarding Pulisic, people. That is why I think we went for Felix. And this is the reason we went for Felix even without a buy option. Because we are right now in an absolute crisis. People, we are in one of the worst injury crises I've seen us being ever. And I think it's unprecedented. Even Liverpool were not in this trouble. No club, I think, has ever been in this trouble. And this is crazily bad. Like, let's be brutally honest. This is right now at absolute crazily bad level, people. And this is very, very concerning. People, please, who are watching, it doesn't take much. Please hit on the like button. It will mean a lot to me. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It will mean a lot to me as well. And Pulisic, people, is a massive, massive injury blow. And right now, our squad is fully stretched. We have no Raheem Sterling for, I believe, at least a month. Christian Pulisic is out for 2 months. You have got Aubameyang, who is failing. Ziyech, who is not having a very good season. Havertz is failing. James out. Chilwell out. Fofana out. I'll show you the Chelsea injury present list as well later in the video. And people, is peak. Is absolutely peak. And now going on to another news. Timi Bakayoko, a person we have forgotten, in talks with AC Milan to end his loan with Chelsea. And Chelsea are willing to let this midfielder move to another club on a free transfer. This is by McGrath Mike. And please, people, please, Chelsea, let him go. And his misery, and our misery, and AC Milan's misery, let him go. End this, because he has been what a disaster. I'm not sure. But I heard somewhere that Potter has told Bully will signing for us that he can't be promised to give us anything for 2-3 seasons. He needs to build the team slowly, and his process needs time. For me, brother, the thing I will say with Pudin brother, in regard to Graham Potter is, see, I'm not wanting him to challenge for Premier League next season. But if Graham Potter has this mentality that he will finish 10th, 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 and then win a title, that will not work at Chelsea, because the players will eat him alive, and that won't work. See, one thing I will say about Graham Potter. And if he's meaning in this way, I think the way I'm judging Graham Potter, my judgment of Graham Potter is, I will give him this season unless we're in the relegation battle. I'll give him this season. I'll give him a buy this season. I'll let him have his transfer window. Next season, I want top 4. If next season he does not get the top 4, sack him by December. But we need top 4. And after that, he should be fighting for the title. But my thinking is, see, I'm going to go a bit large on this, and I think I need to go a bit large on this. People. See, being fully honest with you all people here, we all say, it's very easy to say, see Mikel Arteta at Arsenal, see Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. It's very easy for people to throw this term. See Mikel Arteta at Arsenal, see Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. Let's trust the process. This word is becoming a disease. This word is becoming incomparable. People do not think. They just say, Arteta, Klopp. But see, you have to see the circumstances. Arteta came to Arsenal, who for last 10 years were finishing in top 4. They had no aims to win a trophy. They had Socrates. They had Laurent Koscielny. I think he was sold. They had Kolasinac. They had Mustafi. They had Aubameyang. They had Lacazette. They had El Neni. They had Cedric. They had an absolute disastrous squad with Willian. They were a fully disastrous team, Arsenal. He came to a club that was 6th best in the league, that needed a big rebuild, which needed 3 years. He was only given like 60-70 million to spend in his first window, 100 to spend in his second, and 100 million to spend in his third. Jurgen Klopp came at Liverpool and he worked with Simon Mignolet. He worked with Alberto Moreno. He worked with Jordan Ibe. He worked with a lot of these players. Now let's come to Chelsea. Graham Potter has a team which 2 years back won the Champions League. They're not playing well, but you've got Kovacic, you've got Jorginho, you've got Mason Mount, you've got Kai Havertz, Pulisic, Sterling, Ziyech, Aubameyang, you've got Broha, you've got goalkeeper Kepa, you've got Mendy, you've got Koulibaly, Thiago Silva, Reece James, Ben Chilwell, Cucurella. You have got a spending of around 300 million. The expectation at Chelsea is different. Now, the owner is ready to give you 200 million in the summer. You cannot say, can I finish 8th this season and next season will give me time? That cannot work at Chelsea. Now, why am I giving Graham Potter time? I am giving Graham Potter time because Reece James has not been fully fit this season. Ben Chilwell has been injured. Fofana has been injured. You've got Koulibaly having a disastrous season. There have been so many injuries. This is why I'm giving Graham Potter full time at Chelsea to develop himself. This is why if Graham Potter finishes 10th this season, I won't want him sacked. If he gets out to Dortmund in the Champions League, I won't want him sacked. Next season, let Graham Potter have his own players. Let Graham Potter have his own signings. Let Graham Potter have his own type of players. And let Graham Potter build. Even after that, I'll give him August, September, October, November, December. I'll give him even more 5 months. But after having 2 transfer windows, having 1.5 years at Chelsea, if then he comes and says in the in the press conference, the lads gave everything and we played against a very, very top team and finishing in the top 6 is a bonus for us. That's where I will say no. Now you have to go away from Chelsea. But overall, we have to give him a year. Now, I'm not saying that let's finish 10 this season. Let's finish 8th next season. And the next finish 8th next season. And then let's judge him. No. This is Chelsea Football Club. We are spending 506 million of massive pounds. We are still a massive club. We're in a much better position than Arsenal were when Arteta signed, when Liverpool were when Klopp signed. The ambition should not be so lower that you say you can finish whatever position you want in 3 years. No, that is not the way it works. But I will say one thing, give Graham Potter 1 year, let him give time, let him have 2 transfer windows, let him have time to train these players, and then you say you finish top 4 or you get sacked. This season, for me, Graham Potter must at least develop some youngsters, show some playing style and develop the players. Next season, he should be finishing in the top 4, and after that, he should be competing for the Premier League title. If he cannot do these things, he should be sacked. But minimum to minimum, he should be given till December 2023. Taking some of the chat before I went on my rant and taking a bit of chat here. And Chelsea were never in such a deep hole. Ever troubles are coming. Bakayoko needs to leave. I think he's leaving, and what a disaster of a transfer he was, brother. And Chelsea needs 5, 6, 7 years to fully rebuild. They need time. There are a lot of potential in Chelsea. They need time. For me, brother, I fully agree with you, but 5, 6, 7 years, it does not work that way in the modern era. Because if we take 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, I'm guaranteeing you Reece James will go to Real Madrid, Mason Mount will go to Liverpool, we will develop Chukwuemeka and then release sign for Arsenal. You cannot go on a 7-year rebuilding process because by that time, your ambitions will become mediocre, you will become a mediocre club, and people will use you as a resale club. The rebuild has to be 3 or 4 years max. If it goes to 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, that's where it will become a joke. Now, Manchester United in the last 10 years, there was no rebuild. United still kept on signing big players, and United are one of the biggest successful club in the world. If Chelsea go on a rebuild, we keep on signing young players, develop them, but we do not win a trophy for next 8 years, I'm guaranteeing you the leave for more bigger clubs in Real, Barca, United, Liverpool, Arsenal, and that will be a disaster. We need to go on a rebuild of 4 or 3 years, but not more than that. Because otherwise, will become a selling club, which we really used to laugh at Arsenal for. And Arteta and Klopp doesn't look dead, but look at this Chelsea. We need beast mentality. Sometimes we need characters more from a player and manager. Fully agree, brother. And that is my only concern regarding Graham Potter. Kovacic, Mount are so rusty these days. It's really tough to see Chelsea. Only Thiago Silva is playing good. Again, fully agree. I think right now, no player is playing well for us. We need Enzo. I fully agree. We need Enzo very, very badly. And Frankie de Jong plus Declan Rice or Enzo plus Rice, which do you will you want at Chelsea? For me, I will want a pair for me, brother, of Enzo and more like Declan Rice in the Premier League. I will love a pair of Enzo and Declan Rice. For me, brother, being very, very honest, I will love a midfield of Enzo, Frankie de Jong, and Declan Rice. That will be amazing, but that's not going to happen. But if you have to ask me getting two players from this, I will love Enzo and Rice in comparison to having Frankie de Jong, because I think Rice will be defensively solid and Enzo will provide us the tenacity, the aggression we need in the Premier League. And Enzo is a much complete player than Frankie de Jong. And hi, big up, brother. Has Chelsea learned from Oba signing or not yet? I do not know, brother. Like overall, we are a club in a full tatters. We are a club that is right now in a full tatter. We are signing everyone. We are getting linked to everyone. I hope by February 1 it settles down and I see some idea from the manager. I see some idea from the club in the summer, because right now Chelsea is getting linked to everyone available on this planet, and that is right now the way it's going on with Chelsea. Going on to the next news, there's more signing to come. This is by Simon Johnson, a very reliable Chelsea reporter, that there are more signings to come in regards to Chelsea. And I've been telling you, we have signed Felix. We will try to sign a right wing back backup. We still are trying to sign Enzo Fernandez, and we might even try to still sign a forward in form of Taco Thuram. So I won't be surprised we sign a lot of players this window, and by February 1, the squad is a very, very different squad to what we have right now. So this is going to be very, very amazing, and let's see people how this work out. But overall, under Todd Boehly so far, the transfer windows have been really, really, really exciting so far, people. The lineups under him, the way the players we're getting linked with is very, very exciting, people. Being very, very honest with you all, is very, very exciting. People watching, it doesn't take much. Please hit on the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. It will mean a lot to me as well. And today, brother, I will go to the Fulham preview. A lot of people did not join me. So after this news end, I will straight away go towards the Fulham preview. So lineup will be discussed there as well. And on the news part, the last news, things are happening. Barca want Aubameyang back. This is by Gerard Romero and managing Barca. And I've been telling you, Aubameyang, what an absolute disaster of a signing he has been, people. What an absolute disaster he has been. Like, first of all, he signed for Barca, left Arsenal, then he signed for Chelsea, then he did the advertisement. There's nothing personal. And then he absolutely did bad against Arsenal. And now he's going back to Barcelona. Like, there cannot be any more of a disaster than that. And what a massive disaster Aubameyang has been. And especially his attitude. His attitude is very, very stinky. I have to be very, very honest, people. His attitude is very, very stinky, people. Very, very stinky. Now, on the final part of the video, let's have a discussion on the Fulham match. OMG, Aubameyang to Barca. Thanks, Sheba, Aubameyang to Barca. And he's been very frustrating, brother. And Enzo won't happen. Enzo fainted when he saw the table. I think right now we are not in a good position, to be really, really honest. I'm being very, very honest here. And let's have a discussion on this match. People in the chat, please do it in the like button and subscribe to the channel. It will mean a lot to me as well. Looking at the last game week, Fulham went away to Leicester City and they got a 1-0 victory away from home. While we put a very good display against Manchester City in comparison to a disaster display against them at the Etihad Stadium in the FA Cup. And we lost at home 1-0, courtesy of an absolute disaster by Kepa Arrizabalaga. Going on towards the injury news, and I'm very sorry for this. I'm very, very sorry. I apologize for this Manchester City banner here. Please, people, understand this is a massive mistake. I really, really apologize to you all. And Fulham have Mitrovic suspended for this game, which is a massive boost for us. I love Mitrovic. I will love Mitrovic to come to Chelsea. I love this player. But his suspension is a big, big part for us. Thank you so much, brother, as well. This is a big, big part for us. Shane Duffy is a massive, massive doubt. And Kebano is not available. Coming to Chelsea injury news. No Fofana, no Kante, no Sterling, no Pulisic, no Chilwell, no Edward Mendy, no Ruben Loftus-Cheek, no Broha, no Reece James. This is an absolute disaster. Absolute disaster. And we are, let's have a bit of sympathy here for Graham Potter. No Fofana, no Kante, no Chilwell, no James. Like, these are 4 of our proper starters in the team, and we are in a massive, massive injury crisis. Like, having overall 9 players out because of injury is unheard. Play the kids, I fully agree. Some of the senior players don't deserve to play, but Graham Potter for me is not going to do that. I think he will play the senior players, whether we like it or not. He's going to play the senior players. Mitrovic took 17 years to start in Newcastle straight by. We don't want another over. No, but bro, first of all, his attitude is very good. You cannot compare for me his attitude to Aubameyang. And Mitrovic, for me, I do understand your point, but currently this year and even in the championship, he's played very well, brother. And Mitrovic is fast, is very fast. He's physically good. He's playing like a true leader, unlike Aubameyang. And currently, brother, he is having like literally 3 to 4 shots per game. Brother, for me, he's having a very good time. Past is past, but currently he is a very good player for us. Our injured players make much stronger lineup. The current fit player fully agreed. And what a disaster has been, brother. Fulham not Newcastle. And for Fulham, brother, he's playing very well. Like, let's be brutally honest. James and Chilwell back in training. I agree, brother, they're back in training. But, brother, the problem is, it's still going to take them at least a month before they come in the lineup. Reece James was rushed back and then injured again. And then Ben Chilwell was rushed back against Dinamo Zagreb and then injured again. This is why, for me, it's better to give them some time before we bring them back, because they are the heartbeat of this Chelsea team. Going on a record against Fulham, we two teams have played 87 matches against each other in all competitions. Chelsea have won 50, 26 of them have been draws, and 11 matches have been won by Fulham. The last 10 matches overall, Chelsea have won 7 of them, and 3 of them have been draws, and Fulham have won 0 of them. Last Fulham win versus Chelsea stretches back to 19th March 2006. And do let me know, brother, what little problem, brother, do let me know. And if Mendy left, who will you go for? I think Slonina should have a chance at one point. We don't have squad depth that we thought. We fully agreed, brother. I think we should be giving chances to Slonina. We brought. He's a player we should be giving chances. And other than that, for me right now, around the goalkeeping world, I think right now the goalkeepers, and not many goalkeepers, I will love us to scout more goalkeepers rather than going for a big name, going for this, going for that. I think I will love Chelsea to go and scout some player that we can use very well, and scout someone that can do a very good job for us currently. But I will love to have, like, I really like the look of the Brentford goalkeeper, David Raya. But again, he's unproven at a bigger club, but he's a very good goalkeeper as well. He's a good sweeper keeper as well. Some of his passes are very good as well. So that is a keeper I will look to. But again, he's very young and again, very unproven at the top level. And this is the Chelsea record against Fulham. In the last 10 matches, Fulham is a team we always do very well against. Coming on to likely 11 of our opponents, Fulham, they're going to go with Leno as a goalkeeper, Robinson at the left, Kenny Tete at the right, Reed and Adebayo as the centre backs, Palhinha, Reed and Pereira in the midfield, and then Willian, our former player at the left. I hope he gets a round of applause. And then Reed at the right, and then Vinicius up top. Having no Mitrovic, I think reduces Fulham's attacking threat. And defensively, I think they're still a team you can get at. Robinson, Tete, Reed, Adebayo. There are always chances to get at them. But the problem is, Willian is having a great season. Reed is having a great season. It will be Willian versus Azpilicueta. It will be Reed versus Cucurella. It will be Andres Pereira versus more like a Zakaria or Kovacic. That's where the game will be decided. But without Mitrovic, I think we have a very good chance of beating Fulham away from home, because they're not going to be attackingly very strong. We are winning the league. Chelsea fans, we've got a problem, the injury. Okay, I think United are winning the league. That could happen, but I still think City are the biggest favorites to win it for me. And right back, bring a right back, a single academy player at Chelsea. I think we have, but they're not as good enough right now. The good players like Lamptey and Livramento, they were already sold away. And that's where I think we have really gone. We could have really used a Lamptey or a Livramento right now, but we really let them go. Fulham outplayed Manchester City midfield. I fully agree. I think the midfield is the biggest part. I fully agree with you, Pudin, brother. But the problem is, you always need someone in your front part to score goals. And as much as Fulham will do well, they won't have that clinical presence up there, which can really work in our favor. Is Cucurella regretting not signing for City? I think for me, City were not ready to pay the money. Like, if Cucurella had to choose between Chelsea or City, I think he would have choose City. Chelsea paid more money. Brighton agreed. And that's where Cucurella signed for Chelsea. But overall, I think Cucurella, for me, brother, can still be a very good player for Chelsea. It's just he's settling in a disastrous, toxic environment with the manager change, the team changing. This is why he's taking a bit more time to settle. I think we should play Fofana up top. I think against the defense, he will have a good time. I fully agree, but I just don't think Graham Potter will do that. I will love for him to do that. I think Graham Potter needs to be strong. But at the moment, just my feeling, I think Graham Potter is not strong enough to drop Kai Havertz. That is my thinking. And going on the likely Chelsea 11, I think we still will go revert with 4 at the back only. I cannot see us play back 3, especially with Zakaria Kovacic play. But I don't think we can play back 3 without James and Chilwell. So I think Chelsea will be going with the back 4. Kepa has a goalkeeper, Cucurella at the left, Aspi at the right back, Silva, Chalobah and the centre backs, because Koulibaly does not deserve to play, and it has to be Chalobah in this game. Then Zakaria playing as a DM, providing more pace and power. Mason Mount at the left midfielder playing in number 8 role, more attacking role. Kovacic at the right midfielder role, and then Chukwuemeka playing more of an inverted winger role near to the striker and more like a midfield winger. And Hakim Ziyech at the right side, again being very near to Kai Havertz, and Kai Havertz being our natural number 9 because we've got no one else. And that is going to be for me the likely Chelsea 11. And still this lineup should be more than enough to beat Fulham. Otherwise it's going to be a massive problem. Thanks to Chelsea for signing Felix. Never bought him in United, but Nkunku signing broke my heart. First of all, big up Danish brother. So good to see you after a long time. And I fully agree. I think overall for United, I think Felix will do wonders for you. I think it could be a very good player for you in a false 9. But you are trying to sign Vegas. You're going in a different way. And overall, I think Nkunku is a fantastic player. But I think United can still go after many players. And I think United right now need more depth rather than getting top attackers. I still think Anthony, they've got Rashford, Martial, now they've got Vegas. They have good enough attackers. They just need backups. They need a proper midfielder along with Casemiro. And I think overall, if United are able to sign Frankie de Jong in the summer, if they're able to sign some backups, I think they will be able to do very well. And Cucurella is useless. I respect your opinion, sir. But for me, he's still a good player. Not attackingly good, but defensively good. But with Chelsea right now has a new signing, we need to give him more time. And I think we should fully judge Cucurella by next season. But so far, I fully agree, he has been useless. And now looking at the table right now is very disastrous, people. The table right now is giving a very bad reading. We are right now behind Fulham at 3 points. We are 10 points behind Manchester United. We are 10 points behind Newcastle, 8 points behind Tottenham, and 3 points behind Fulham. Like, this is absolutely embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. But we have Fulham tomorrow, and we have got Crystal Palace coming this Sunday. Like, let's say United lose to City, Tottenham lose to Arsenal, Liverpool draw to Brighton, and we beat Palace and Fulham. By this Sunday, Chelsea could be above Liverpool in the Premier League. We could find ourselves 6th in the Premier League table, just 2 points behind Tottenham, 4 points behind United with a game in hand, and overall 7 points behind Newcastle. And a bit of momentum, a bit of happiness, a bit of negativity can go away. So we have got 2 very easy fixtures coming up: Fulham and Palace. United are playing Manchester City, Tottenham are playing Arsenal, Liverpool are playing Brighton away. We won't get a better chance to close this gap. If we cannot beat Fulham and Palace, we are not getting top 4 this season. And what are your future plans for your channel and as a content creator? No, fully agreed. For me, brother, see, along with working as well is difficult to do, but I will keep making on short contents for you all. A lot of good content as well. Top 6 match preview will always come, and Chelsea talks, Chelsea post match will always continue. And please, people who are watching, please people, do support the channel. Please hit the like button. It will mean a lot to me as well. And Chelsea's worst mistake was sacking Tuchel. Chelsea being a direct competitor for the top 4 spot, I was relieved. I do agree, but now what's gone, that's gone. And I hope Graham Potter turns out to be a very good manager for us. Bro, through the league table. Mount is stubborn. I do agree. He's very talented, but I think right now he's being very one-dimensional. And I agree, only 5 points out of top 6. I fully agree. And for me, the thing is, our next 2 fixtures are very good. We have got Fulham and Crystal Palace, while United play Manchester City, Tottenham play Arsenal, and Liverpool play Brighton away. We won't have a better chance to close the gap, and we could find ourselves in the 6th position in the league by this Monday. We could be 6th in the league by this Monday. But if you cannot even beat Fulham and Palace, you don't deserve to be in the top 4 for me. And it's overall, I don't give a damn about the injury news. If you can't beat Fulham, if you can't beat an out-of-form Crystal Palace side, you don't deserve top 4, and you don't deserve to wear the Chelsea shirt. And if your top 4 hopes on the line, if this matches are important and you still cannot be up for these games, you cannot put your 100%, you don't deserve to wear the Chelsea shirt. Felix hat-trick against Crystal Palace. I hope it comes true, brother. And our problem is that we don't have the team playing number 10s because both Havertz and Mount are selfish number 10s because of City game, Havertz selfish play. I fully agree. And thank you so much, brother, to bring this point up. Kai Havertz had a very good chance to put Aubameyang one-on-one against Ederson, and we would have been 1-0 up. If people in the chat remember the Arsenal game that we lost at Stamford Bridge 1-0, there were two chances for Kai Havertz to pass it to Aubameyang, and Aubameyang would have scored, and we would have led in that game, and nobody knows what would have happened. And I fully agree, Kai Havertz and Mason Mount are too selfish to be your number 10s. They are more like your number 8s, and Kai Havertz is more like a number 9. We need a natural number 10 like Odegaard. We need a natural number 10 like a Bernardo Silva. We need a natural number 10 in a team. Now, can Joao Felix be that? Or we need to find the solution in the window that will only give the answer the way it will go. Thuram looks a beast, similar to Lukaku, but better. I do agree, and he could be a good player along with Felix. Felix can play a second striker along with Thuram, and they can make a very good partnership. And Thuram could be a good addition with Felix playing just behind him. And Felix and Thuram will definitely going to work. Fully agreed, brother. And Kai should leave instead of Ziyech. I think Kai, for me, I will give him time instead of Ziyech due to age. But Kai overall has to improve his performances. Kai Havertz is a player who is inconsistent for 6 months, then plays well for 3 months, then inconsistent for another month. And that cannot continue at Chelsea. I will give him at least 2-3 months more because we cannot do anything else. But if it does not improve, then in the summer, big decision need to be taken. And on the final part, see, as a Chelsea fan, we are 10th in the league. There's nothing to be positive about. But I still will be positive, and I'm going with a 1-0 Chelsea win. They don't have Mitrovic. Defensively, Fulham still give you chances. And I think because of no Mitrovic, Fulham won't score in this game. I think Chelsea overall will dominate the game. But as always, we will miss our chances and only score a goal. I'm going with Fulham 0, Chelsea 1, Mason Mount to score the winner, and us getting a much needed win and slowly climbing up the table. People, it's been a great chat with you all today. Thank you so much for everyone to join. I discussed on the Fulham preview. I extensively discussed along with on the Chelsea talks, Enzo links, a lot of right wing back links, Kai Walker-Peters, and a lot more stuff. Do check out the video from the back. You will see all this news. And please, people who are watching and who have watched this video, it doesn't take much. Please hit on the like button. It will mean a lot to me as well. Please, people, hit on the like button. Please, people. And please subscribe to the channel. Great content is coming up. And it will only make my day. But even if you don't, I thank you all for watching me today. Thank you so much. And I hope you all have a great day. And wishing the best for you all. And on the final chat, 2-0 Chelsea. Come on. Thank you, Breen, and big up to you as well. And Bundesliga tax for sure. I expect and think Nkunku breaks that for us. I fully agree. Nkunku is a much better player than Werner. I love Werner, but Nkunku is a much better player. He will break the Bundesliga curse. On that note, please, people, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Please do watch video on the back. A lot of things have been covered. And overall, if anything you think I've offended you, I apologize for that. And whether you subscribe or not, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day. And thank you so much. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Big up to you all. Hope you have a great day.